For decades, 32 teams defined the World Cup. In 2026, the field inflates to 48. That single addition swells the tournament schedule to a staggering 104 matches. To house it all, the tournament stretches across 16 host cities, scattered throughout the United States, Mexico, and Canada. 4 years ago in Qatar, the footprint was compact enough that a fan could commute to 2 or 3 stadiums in a single afternoon. This time, the distance from Vancouver down to Mexico City is roughly 2,500 miles, and there is no high-speed rail network linking these distant international hubs to bail you out. If you attempt to wing your viewing strategy this summer, you will burn through your travel budget and miss the actual games. To figure out how to navigate this event, we have to weigh the inputs, your time and money, against the output, the atmosphere and access you actually get. Depending on your budget and location, you must commit to one of 3 specific curation strategies. The real test of 2026 happens off the pitch. Guaranteeing you catch the action means mastering the logistics first. We start with the armchair optimizer. This is for the fan who wants to consume the sheer volume of this 104-match bloat from home. If you live in the US, the official broadcast rights are split between Fox and FS1. Accessing all of it means maintaining a premium cable package or a service like Sling or Fubo. This chart compares those costs. You can sidestep that premium by using a VPN. Broadcasters like the BBC in the UK or SBS in Australia are airing every match on free-to-air digital platforms. The trade-off here is stability. You are routing high-definition video across an ocean during peak global traffic, so you have to accept the risk of buffering right as someone lines up a penalty kick. This tactic is perfect for keeping an eye on massive group stage fixtures, like the opener between Mexico and South Africa, or their clash with South Korea. But if you want a crowd without buying a stadium ticket, you pivot to the local experience seeker strategy. All 16 host cities are operating official, free-entry FIFA fan festivals with capacities that dwarf previous tournaments. In Mexico City, the main zone takes over the Zocalo, packing up to 50,000 fans into a deeply authentic, localized environment. Meanwhile, New York is cordoning off Times Square to create a highly visible 40,000-capacity urban viewing arena surrounded by massive digital screens. Accessing these free zones requires its own currency, physical endurance. You will need to arrive hours before kickoff and stand on hot pavement in the middle of the North American summer. Fan zones and tactical streaming both deliver massive match volume for minimal cash. The price you pay is simply your own physical comfort and the prestige of seeing it live. Then there is the traveling superfan. This is the strategy for securing actual seats inside the venues. The draw is obvious. You get the bucket list experience of standing inside historic, high-altitude venues like the Estadio Azteca. Or you experience the sheer scale of modern infrastructure, like the massive climate-controlled dome of AT&T Stadium in Dallas. But getting to your seat is a gauntlet. At venues like MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, you face severe last-mile gridlock, battling limited pedestrian access and overwhelmed commuter rail lines. It gets harder if you choose to be a continental nomad, attempting to follow one specific national team wherever the schedule sends them. Tracking a single country means booking constant, expensive cross-border flights to keep pace as they bounce between group stage cities, and there is no unified World Cup visa. You are at the mercy of 3 distinct immigration systems, elevating your risk of missing a match entirely due to customs delays. To strip away that friction, you can deploy the regional base camp strategy. Instead of chasing a team, you anchor yourself in one tight geographic cluster, like the U.S. Northeast Corridor. You drastically cut transit costs and eliminate airport security lines entirely. The compromise is that you sacrifice national loyalty. You watch whichever teams happen to roll through your specific backyard. Buying the ticket is just the entry fee. The true cost of attending in person is paid in deep travel fatigue and the daily grind of navigating fragmented regional transit. So how do you lock in a plan? We can map these options out to find the exact right fit for your situation. This quadrant chart illustrates the choices. On the horizontal axis, we have your input, effort, and cost. On the vertical axis, your output, experiential impact. Down in the bottom left, we have the VPN streaming approach, low financial cost and relatively low physical immersion. This is the definitive path for the tactical viewer watching all 104 matches on a budget. Moving to the top left, you find the fan zones. Monetary cost remains low, trading physical endurance for high immersion. Shift over to the bottom right for the regional base camp. Here, you get the prestige of live stadium access while capping your travel effort. It's the balanced solution for a mid-budget fan wanting crowd thrills without border chaos. Finally, in the extreme top right sits the Continental Nomad, maximum immersion but extreme logistical cost. Tracking a team across borders is viable, but mostly reserved for the top 1% of earners. The massive scale of 2026 offers an entry point for anyone. To guarantee your experience, just accept your logistical limits, pick a strategy, and commit.